Throughout history, humans haven't always been at the top of the food chain, and so our ancestors didn't have the luxury of strolling around carefree. They had to be aware of the water, land, and skies at all times. So let's take a look at some predators that were so fearsome they turned us into prey. Make sure to stick around for the last animal on our list, that is literally named after the fact that it readily consumed our ancestors. But first up, we'll start with a formidable beast of the skies, the largest known raptor to ever exist. To cast our minds back to the time of this first predator, we need not go so far. Going extinct around 1445, only 600 years ago, the Haast's eagle was a truly terrifying creature for the early Maori settlers. Soaring above the lush forests and open grasslands of ancient New Zealand, Haast's eagle was a bird like no other. It terrorized the skies, feeding on the large, flightless moa birds of the region. In length and weight, Haast's eagle is larger than the largest living vulture today, the Andean condor. Modern estimates measure it up to 14 kilograms or 31 pounds, with a wingspan of nearly 3 meters or 10 feet. While not too much bigger than the Andean condor, Haast's eagle had relatively short, broad wings for its size. This adaptation allowed it to maneuver with incredible agility, making it an ideal predator in New Zealand's rugged terrain. Despite its prey, moa being up to 15 times larger than the eagle, 2021 analysis shows that this incredible predator would have hunted like a modern vulture. It would perch high in the forest canopy, scanning for movement below. Once it spotted prey, it would launch a high-speed dive, striking with talons outstretched. The impact alone could kill smaller moa, and for larger ones, the eagle would deliver repeated strikes. It used its sharp beak to tear into the body of the flightless moa, plunging its head into the body cavity to feed on the internal organs, emerging with a blood-soaked head and a stomach full of meat. With front talons up to 6 centimeters, a rear claw known as a hallux up to 11 centimeters, and a 13-centimeter beak, this bird was certainly equipped to provide the brutal damage described. The size of tiger claws, its talons could exert over 500 pounds of pressure, enough to crush bones, and its long hooked beak was perfectly designed to tear through flesh. Because there weren't many other large predators around at the time, the eagle could easily have kept ownership of a kill. Returning to feed on a single kill over a number of days, a 200-kilogram or 440-pound moa would have given more than enough food to last a few feeding visits. That was until the Maori settlements arrived and began to hunt the moa too, becoming some of the only competition for this enormous eagle. So what did this mean for humans? When the first Maori settlers arrived in New Zealand, approximately 700 to 800 years ago, they entered an ecosystem dominated by Haast's eagle. These early humans brought new challenges to the eagle's reign, including fire, tools, and a knack for hunting. However, for a time, the eagle's formidable size and hunting skills likely made it a direct threat to humans. The Maori quickly learned, like the Haast's eagle, that the massive flightless moa were an ideal source of food. This caused a significant overlap of humans and Haast's eagles, sharing the same hunting territory. With humans exposing themselves in the open plains where moa were found, they could have easily become targets for the Haast's eagles for a smaller, easier kill. Oral traditions among the Maori recount stories of puakai, a giant bird said to kill and carry off humans. Links have been made suggesting this Maori name refers to the later dubbed Haast's eagle. While mythologized over centuries, these accounts likely stem from real encounters with Haast's eagle. The eagle's size and power meant it could easily take down a human, particularly children or isolated individuals, just as it had hunted the moa. Unlike some other animals in our list, there are no fossils that support direct evidence of attacks from Haast's eagle on humans, possibly to do with hunting style or a lack of preservation. However, scientists believe that it is entirely possible, as recounted in Maori tales, based on the size of this predator and its significant overlap with human populations. The Maori eventually outcompeted the Haast's eagle, hunting the moa to extinction. The Haast's eagle, unable to adapt to other food sources as quickly as the humans, followed suit shortly after, going extinct around 1445 AD. With an ambush from the skies being a terrifying thought enough, what about a silent predator lurking in the shadows, its eyes locked firmly of its prey? You. Before we explore this next human killer, Please consider liking this video if you're enjoying it so far, and subscribe to keep up with our future adventures. We'd love to have you join us on our next journey. And make sure to stick around to the very end of the video for an honorable mention you won't want to miss. Now for a terrifying man-eating panther. Between 4.5 and 1 million years ago, spread across Africa, North America and Eurasia, there was a genus of formidable hunters on the prowl, living alongside Homo erectus. Built like a stocky modern jaguar, Meganterion refers to a genus of medium to large-sized saber-toothed cats, weighing between up to 150 kilograms or 330 pounds. These large cats were incredible ambush predators, with modern theories suggesting that, like other dirk-toothed saber-toothed cats, Meganterion targeted the throats of its prey with its long saber teeth. Its strong bite would sever major nerves and blood vessels, leading to a rapid death of its prey. At 20 centimeters or 8 inches in length, its long, flat, dagger-like teeth were actually quite fragile in comparison to modern cats. However, it specialized so heavily in precise, rapid kills that its teeth were likely safe from any struggles, with last-ditch attempts at survival from its prey being feeble at best. Meganterion jaws were adapted for a wide gape to accommodate its long canines, and its skull displayed reinforced areas to support the tremendous bite forces needed to deliver a fatal wound. However, unlike modern big cats, Meganterion likely relied on its strength and claws to immobilize prey, minimizing the risk of damaging its prized canines. Meganterion roamed Africa, Europe, Asia, and parts of North America, thriving in diverse environments from open savannas to woodlands. This adaptability allowed it to hunt a wide range of prey. Isotopic analysis of Spanish fossils from around 1.6 million years ago suggests that Meganterion white-eye local to this area fed on large ungulates like the equine Equus altidens, the muskox Soergelia, and the giant deer Premegaceraus. Meganterion would have likely hid in the forest boundary, spying prey in the savanna and ambushed the exposed animals. What sets Meganterion apart is its proximity to early human ancestors. Fossil sites reveal that it shared its environment with hominins like Australopithecus, Homo habilis, and Homo erectus. This overlap, combined with its predatory behavior, indicates that early humans were not just competitors for resources, they were also on the menu. A fossil site known as the Swartkrans is a cave in South Africa bearing a notably high number of hominin remains, including Homo ergaster, Paranthropus, and Homo habilis. This collection of fossils has been attributed to predation by big cats, namely Dinophelis, and the animal in our spotlight, Meganterion. These predators are known, based on markings on their teeth, to have dragged their prey to a suitable feeding ground like a cave, similar to modern leopards. Isotope analysis of the predator's teeth suggests that Meganterion was more likely to feed on hominids than Dinophelis, who likely preferred grazing herbivores, allowing scientists to attribute this collection of human bones to the feeding site of a human-killing Meganterion. Another human is known to have been attacked by this saber-toothed cat. In Dmanisi, Georgia, a Homo erectus skull was uncovered with wounds to its occipital bone that matched the dimensions of a Meganterion tooth. A reconstruction of the events tells the tale of a human being attacked by the cat from the front. It bit this unlucky human on the head, perhaps as a defensive move, as no signs of predation or scavenging are seen. This could have been due to the cat seeing the human as a threat, either to its life or as competition to its territory. The human then died from the fatal injuries. Humans would have had their revenge, though, as the elusive cat would likely have shied away from large groups of humans. And it is theorized that humans would have fed on the kills of Meganterion that it left behind, using the carrion as a vital source of food in prehistoric Africa. Meganterion disappeared around 500,000 years ago, likely due to changing climates and competition with other predators, including emerging species of Homo. As humans became more adept at crafting tools and organizing hunts, predators like Meganterion faced greater risks of injury or starvation. Fossil records indicate a shift in predator-prey dynamics during this period, with early humans becoming more capable of defending themselves and competing for resources. Another similar story comes from a different species, a fearsome giant hyena of the Pleistocene epoch called Pachycrocuta brevirostris, known as the giant short-faced hyena. Towering over its modern relatives, Pachycrocuta was a true giant, reaching a height of nearly a meter or 3.3 feet at the shoulder, and weighing as much as 200 kilograms or 440 pounds, thanks to its robust, muscular body. It was approaching the size of a modern lioness, making it the largest known hyena in history. It had large premolars, ideal for cracking open bones to access marrow, and short, powerful limbs, suggesting it was not built for speed, but rather for endurance and raw power, allowing it to overpower prey or defend carcasses from other predators. Its head was proportionally large, with an especially broad snout, giving it a powerful bite force. This adaptation allowed Pachyrhacota to dominate kill sites, even driving away other large carnivores like Megantereon to claim carcasses, stealing their kills in what is known as kleptoparasitism. While primarily a scavenger, its size, strength and territorial aggression likely made it a highly opportunistic predator as well. Pachyrhacota thrived in open savannas and grasslands, environments that were also home to early human species such as Homo erectus and Homo habilis. Its range extended across Africa, Europe and Asia, often overlapping with the habitats of our ancestors, along with early Megantereon around 7.2 to 5.3 million years ago. Fossil evidence indicates that it likely hunted and scavenged in family groups, much like modern hyenas, which would have made it even more formidable. And much like Megantereon, there is distinct evidence of it feasting on early humans. This is evident in sites like Zhoukoudian in China, a key archaeological treasure trove. Here, the remains of Homo erectus individuals were found alongside those of Pachyrhacota. The pattern of bone accumulation and damage tells a chilling story. The bite marks on hominid bones match the dental morphology of Pachyrhacota, indicating direct predation or scavenging of human bodies. It was originally thought that this could have been cannibalism from early humans, but their proximity to the Pachyrhacota fossils and better analysis of the puncture wounds points to Pachyrhacota teeth. While these ancient hyenas could have stolen a human kill from another predator, it was equally capable of hunting medium to large-sized prey in packs, similar to living spotted hyenas. Further evidence comes from the arrangement of bones at these sites. In some cases, human remains appear to have been dragged into caves or dens, likely by Pachyrhacota. Modern hyenas are known to exhibit similar behavior, caching food in secluded areas. This suggests a grim possibility. Humans not only competed with Pachyrhacota for resources, but also risked becoming prey if caught off guard. The pack-hunting behavior of these animals suggests a much slower, more painful death than the swift neckbreak of a Megantereon. Like modern hyenas, the Pachyrhacota likely circled their prey, taking turns at weakening it until one could finally lunge it for the killing blow, if they were lucky. They may have even dragged incapacitated or semi-conscious prey to one of the caves mentioned earlier, feeding on them slowly in the safety of their hide. Terrifying, but not as terrifying as our next contender, another short-faced animal, although this one is much, much bigger. A kind reminder before we continue to like and subscribe to, let us know that you're enjoying this content, and comment below for any ideas you'd like us to cover in the future. Now, to discuss the giant short-faced bear, Arctodus simus. This colossal bear, sometimes called the bulldog bear due to its distinctive facial structure, lived in North America during the Pleistocene epoch, from around 2.5 million to 12,800 years ago. Standing on all fours as one of the largest bear species ever, Arctodus measured about 1.7 meters or 5'6" tall at the shoulder, and when standing upright on its hind legs, it could reach an intimidating height of up to 3.5 meters or 11 feet. Weighing as much as 950 kilograms or 2,090 pounds, this bear dwarfed its modern relatives. Its long legs were an unusual feature among bears, and suggest it was built for covering large distances at considerable speeds, possibly up to 40 miles per hour, 64 kilometers per h, in short bursts. Sizes have been debated over the years, with more recent studies suggesting it to be smaller than first thought. But nonetheless, being around the size of a grizzly bear is scary enough. The short face, which gives this species its name, was not just a cosmetic feature. The skull shape allowed for a powerful bite, similar in evolutionary refinement to the Pachyrhacota mentioned earlier. However, Arctodus simus is considered to be ecologically paralleled to the modern brown or grizzly bear. This means that, while it certainly had a fearsome bite, it was mostly herbivorous. This is based on its dentition, which shows teeth very well suited to grinding and stripping plant material. This was important because the relevant gut biome wasn't well evolved in these bears to dissolve plant matter, so chewing was particularly important. Tooth wear on fossils also supports this evidence, as well as the idea of strong forelimbs being suited to digging for roots. Despite this, chemical studies and examination of bone damage on other herbivore species provide evidence for opportunistic carnivory in Arctidus, much like modern brown bears. This brings us to their interaction with humans. Human populations in North America during the time of Arctidus simus, such as the early Paleo-Indians, would have faced this bear as a significant threat. Campsites and hunting grounds often overlapped with the territories of these apex predators, leading to inevitable encounters. While direct evidence of Arctidus simus preying on humans is sparse, indirect clues paint a compelling picture. Large Pleistocene predators like Arctidus simus could have been drawn to human activity, particularly campsites with food waste or freshly killed prey. The bear's ability to cover vast territories, possibly exceeding 500 square kilometers or 193 square miles, meant its highly adapted nose could track human groups or scavenge from their kills. Fossilized human remains bearing evidence of large carnivore gnaw marks could align with the bite patterns of Arctidus simus, though this is still under study. Additionally, early humans likely lived in constant awareness of this predator. The time frame and location of these formidable creatures overlaps significantly with humans. The development of spear technology and organized group hunting might have been driven in part by the need to defend against large predators like the short-faced bear. The sheer size and speed of Arctidus simus would have made it a predator that could not easily be outrun or outmaneuvered, requiring innovative tactics to deter it. While there isn't much direct evidence to suggest that the giant short-faced bear ate humans, the next animals is very different. In fact, it's named after the fact that it readily consumed our ancestors. The species name of this animal comes from the Greek anthropos, meaning human, and phagos, meaning eater, based off of evidence that this terrifying creature included humans in its diet, giving rise to Crocodilus anthropophagus, the man-eating crocodile. Crocodilus anthropophagus was massive, growing to at least 7.5 meters or 25 feet in length and weighing upwards of 1,000 kilograms or 2,200 pounds. Its robust skull and jaw structure indicate it was built for delivering powerful crushing bites, perfect for subduing large prey. A protrusion that fused to the bottom of its neck vertebrae seemed to stabilize and strengthen its head when attacking large prey, suggesting it could take down some quite hefty meals. Its teeth were conical and slightly curved, designed to grip tightly and pierce flesh, making escape nearly impossible once prey was caught. A paper published recently, on October 22, 2024, found the most complete skull of this species to date, showing how we are still re-evaluating morphology and taxonomy of these creatures. This crocodile's remains resemble modern Nile and saltwater crocodiles in appearance, hinting at muscular bodies, thick armor-like skin, and strong tails capable of delivering powerful blows. Crocodilus anthropophagus lived in freshwater lakes, rivers, and wetlands in what is now Tanzania, specifically around the Olduvai Gorge, a hotbed of Pleistocene biodiversity. Fossils found at this site suggest that this crocodile coexisted with early hominins, such as the Homo habilis and Paranthropus boisei. Its habitat would have included areas where early humans gathered to drink, fish, or forage, making these water sources both a lifeline and a death trap. As an ambush predator, Crocodilus anthropophagus would have relied on stealth and patience. It likely stayed submerged near riverbanks or in shallow water, waiting for prey to approach. Once in range, it would launch itself with explosive force, dragging its victim into the water for the characteristic crocodilian death roll, which tears flesh and drowns the prey. The hominids of this time were not particularly advanced and essentially represented a meal on two legs. The night vision of their ancestors had been lost through evolution. They lacked the large teeth, muscles, and frame of other apes at the time, and they weren't particularly aggressive. An ideal lunch for this crocodilian. The name Crocodilus anthropophagus is not speculative. Direct evidence confirms it preyed on early humans. Fossilized hominin bones found at Olduvai Gorge bear unmistakable bite marks that match the size and spacing of this crocodile's teeth. These marks are found on long bones and skull fragments, indicating that the crocodile attacked living individuals rather than scavenging carcasses. In some cases, these bite marks reveal the terrifying sequence of events. Punctures consistent with a gripping bite, followed by shearing damage from the twisting death roll. The positioning of the marks suggests the crocodile targeted vital areas like the torso or neck, ensuring swift incapacitation. Further evidence comes from the placement of these fossils. Many hominin remains with crocodile bite marks were found near water sources, areas that would have been prime hunting grounds for Crocodilus anthropophagus. The clustering of these finds highlights the predator's role in shaping the behavior and survival strategies of early humans. So the skies, the land, and the water all housed animals that happily consumed our ancestors as part of their diet. And as promised, our honorable mention. This comes in the form of an adult male skeleton found in Tsukumo, a hunter-gatherer cemetery in Japan. This 3,000-year-old skeleton displays nearly 790 traumatic injuries to its bones, such as punctures, incisions, and fractures, none of which healed, suggesting death from these injuries. And what could make 790 cuts on a human's bones? None other than a shark. Using scientific and forensic evidence, the researchers concluded a tiger shark or great white shark killed this man between 1300 and 1010 BC. So, with these animals still around, be careful out there. Thanks for watching. See you next time.